Springtime means award season for the New York theater community, and that includes the 69th Annual Drama Desk Awards, which celebrates not just the best of Broadway, but also off-Broadway and off-off-Broadway. I'm joined now by onstage host Frank DeLella and two-time Drama Desk nominated actor Norm Lewis. Frank and Norm here to help us announce the 2025 Drama Desk Awards class. Great to have both of you with us this afternoon.
Very exciting. I think we're going to let Norm kick it off with Best Musical, right?
All right. Well, I'm glad to be here with both you guys. All right. Outstanding musical, Boop, the musical. Death Becomes Her. Just in Time. Maybe Happy Ending. Music City.
For Outstanding Play, Blood of the Lamb, Deep Blue Sound, Grangeville, John Proctor as the Villain, Liberation, and Purpose.
Outstanding revival of a musical, Cats, The Jellicle Ball, Floyd Collins, Gypsy, Once Upon a Mattress, See What I Want to See, Sunset Boulevard.
An outstanding revival of a play, Eureka Day, Garside's Career, Home, Wine in the Wilderness, and Yellowface.
So this is just the first four categories. To see the full list, you can go to our website, NY1.com, also the Spectrum News app. Again, the Drama Desk Awards celebrate not just Broadway, but off-Broadway, off-Broadway. Any of your favorites show up on the nominations so far? Talk to us about that.
A few of my favorites.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's so many.
I loved Purpose,
Yeah.
which obviously Brendan Jacobs-Jenkins celebrated last season for Appropriate. Also, I got to say Sunset Boulevard and Gypsy, two of my favorite revivals in the musical category this season.
Yeah. I love Boop. But I will say I love Gypsy. I mean, not just because my good friend Audra McDonald.
Yeah,
but she's amazing in it, so you got to go see it.
Yeah, oh, no, I just saw it not too long ago. Fantastic. And Norm, you are currently now on Off-Broadway in a new show, Ceremonies in Dark Old Men. It wasn't eligible for this season for the Drama Desk. Maybe next year. You've been nominated a couple of times before. Talk to us about that as a performer, to be nominated for the Drama Desk, what that means as a performer.
Well, any of those awards, I just love the fact that we're celebrating what we do as performers. It's a night, no matter, we all won, no matter what. And just showing up and just seeing each other, because a lot of times we don't get a chance to see each other because we're so busy doing other shows.
Yeah.
But it is the honor of being nominated.
And Frank, these come from theater critics, journalists, editors, and publishers. So these really sort of stand out from some of the other awards?
Yeah, well, and also, as you mentioned, they incorporate both the off-Broadway and off-off-Broadway scenes as well. But I just want to mention, kind of going through the nominations, looking at the full list, Boop getting the most nominations, 11, Maybe Happy Ending and Just in Time tying with 9, and Gypsy and Sunset tying with 7. I think we will be seeing a lot from these shows tomorrow when the Tony nominations come out, which is also very exciting.
So we'll have coverage on the Tony noms tomorrow, so this will continue tomorrow. So can you look at the Drama Desk nominations and kind of get a sense of what might happen with the Tony nominations? I know totally different. The Drama Desk, really the only awards where you have Broadway and off-Broadway shows competing in the same categories.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. In you know, there are things like Oh Mary, which was eligible last year, and of course is not eligible this year, which will then be nominated for or eligible for Tony nominations tomorrow. So.
I always kind of compare it to like the Golden Globes and the Oscars. Sometimes people win in the Golden Globes and they don't win in the Oscars, but then sometimes there's a great combination of the two.
Yeah. So as we look ahead to the Tonys, what will you be sort of looking for tomorrow when the nominations to come out?
Well, Maybe Happy Ending, absolutely. I hear is like the fan favorite in terms of new musicals on Broadway.
Yeah.
It's a great year for revivals this season, Sunset Boulevard and Gypsy being two that are obviously up for Drama Desks. I'm sure they will be getting a lot of love tomorrow.
A lot of love,
Tony nomination Thursday.
A lot of chatter about the performers too. You know, you got Audra McDonald, of course. You've got Nicole Scherzinger. You know, sort of the divas going.
But it's a great year for. I mean, Audra, Nicole, Sutton Foster, Idina Menzel, Adrienne Warren. You know, the list goes on and on. A lot of folks in that category. It's going to be a very exciting morning. It's an exciting day today, too.
Norm, as a performer who's been on Broadway and off-Broadway, obviously the difference between the two, bigger venue, you know, bigger production. But in terms as a performer, being on stage off-Broadway, describe that for us.
It's just a little bit more intimate, and you know, you get to, like, basically where we are at the theater at St. Clement's on 46th Street. It's just, we can touch the people. In fact, we're playing a checker game in the show, and we have to play a real game because people are watching it. And in fact, I made a mistake the other day, and someone said, "Oh, you can't do that." Just out loud, yeah.
All right, guys, Frank and Norm, thanks so much for being with
you
us
for
this
having me.
afternoon. It's been a pleasure. Looking forward to the Tonys now. Tomorrow, always such an important time of the award season for Broadway. And thank you for joining us exclusively here on News All Day. Again, to see the full list, you can head to our website, ny1.com, or the Spectrum News app. The 2025 Drama Desk Awards will take place on Sunday, June the 1st. Deborah Messing and Titus Burgess, they are hosting.
Awesome.
And be sure again to tune in tomorrow morning for those all-important Tony Award nominations coverage. We will have you covered, as Frank always does. That'll do it for us here on News All Day. I'm Rocco Bertuccio. Keep it right here on New York One for more news at the top of the hour.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.